I sometimes wonder what the world would be like if there were no religion at all. Some people argue that religion has made the world a better place, but stories like these strongly suggest otherwise. 22-year-old Deborah Emmanuel was a Nigerian Christian girl from Niger State. She was a second-year home economics student at the Shehu Shagari College of Education, located in Sokoto State in the northern region of Nigeria. Unlike other parts of the country, the northern region of Nigeria is a Muslim-dominated region, so Muslims are the majority, not just in Deborah's school alone, but in the entire state. As with most departments in different institutions of learning, the Home Economics Department of the Shehu Shagari College of Education had a WhatsApp group. The group was created for academic updates about their department, but over time, the group started to have less academic conversations and more Islamic conversations, and this did not sit well with Deborah. But she put up with it anyway and never complained, and this went on for a while. Like I said, the school is a Muslim-dominated school. On Monday, 9th of May 2022, the semester exams kicked off at the Shehu Shagari College of Education. They wrote the first paper that day, wrote the second one on Tuesday, and took the third exam on Wednesday, May 11, 2022, after which they returned to their hostel to rest and prepare for the next day's exam. With a couple of hours left before the next exam, one would think that the only discussion in the WhatsApp group will be that of their next paper, but rather, Deborah's Muslim classmates kept on posting religious messages in the group, and this didn't sit well with Deborah at all, and this time around, she let them know how she felt. Deborah reminded them that the group was made for academic updates, and with exams at hand, that's the only important thing and is the only thing that should be discussed in the group. In response, they told Deborah that nothing was more important than God or his prophet, and they warned her not to meddle with their religion. But Deborah refused to back down on her request and kept on insisting that they stopped posting religious messages in the group, as the group was made for assignments, past questions, and academic updates. Her request got her Muslim classmates very angry, and they started threatening to attack her and some other Christians in the group. In response to their threats, Deborah posted this voice note in their WhatsApp group.
Holy Ghost fire ba abun da zai faru da mu. Dole ne wasu abubuwan da ya kamata ku tura muna, ba wai an yi group din ga dun ture abubuwan banza bane fa. An yi dun pass you, in akwai test, in an bada assignment a tura, ba wai abubuwan banzan ga za ku tura muna ba, manzon Allah din me an buro ba.
Ga abin da wannan makiya Allah ta.
And that was it. They said Deborah had insulted their prophet and would pay dearly for it. Her Muslim classmates started forwarding the voice note to other students in other departments, recruiting more people to join in attacking Deborah, and by the end of that Wednesday, the voice note had gotten to so many Muslim students in the school. The following day, Thursday, May 12, 2022, was the fourth day of the exam. The exam was scheduled to start in the afternoon, but Deborah's Muslim classmates didn't give a damn about the exams. They were baying for Deborah's blood. Deborah left her hostel that morning with her books to study further for her exam. As she showed up in class, she was immediately attacked by some of her enraged Muslim classmates who were in class at the time. Deborah's cousin Asabi Dada Sabitu, who was a final year student studying integrated science and biology at the Shehu Shagari College of Education, was told that Deborah was being attacked in class, and she immediately left the hostel to come and rescue Deborah in class. As she attempted to intervene, the enraged students pounced on her too and started beating her and Deborah. Some of Deborah's classmates who were in class at the time were able to forcefully rescue Deborah and her cousin from the hands of her angry Muslim classmates, and they took them to the school's security post and locked them there for their safety. Now, the school's security post is divided into two rooms: the outer room just after the entrance and the inner room, which is after the first room, after the outer room. Asabe was kept in the outer room, while Deborah was kept in the inner room, and they could see and talk to each other through the iron bars on the door separating both rooms. While in the school security post, Deborah's worry was the exam that was about to begin, and she asked her cousin Asabe what the time was, and Asabe replied 11 a.m. As time went on, the mob kept on increasing in number and they were rioting just outside the school security post, trying to force their way to Deborah. By 2 p.m., the mob had finally overpowered the security and broke into the first room where Deborah's cousin was, and some of them started attacking Asabi. But luckily for her, a Muslim student that hailed from her village told them, "Let this girl go, she is not Deborah." So they left her and marched into the second room where Deborah was and pulled her out. They started flogging her and stoning her while she was still holding her books in her hand. The armed police officers on the school premises fired tear gas to dispel the mob, but that was a fruitless effort. The mob kept on shouting Allahu Akbar as they stoned her repeatedly until she became completely immobile, and her last word was, "What do you hope to achieve with this?" As Deborah was on the ground covered with stones, they placed tires on her and set her on fire. They celebrated Deborah's lynching like it was a major war or sports triumph, and they even bragged about setting Deborah on fire. Well, after Deborah was brutally lynched by her Muslim classmates, they then went ahead to share the footage of the entire incident, from when she was being beaten to when she was stoned and set on fire, and the video went viral on social media. The video is still online today. It's on X, formerly known as Twitter, and some other platforms. I don't want to add the video here, but believe me, the video is very heartbreaking and very hard to watch. I wouldn't even wish my arch enemy such a type of death. As any human being with an ounce of compassion would react, many Nigerians from other parts of the country and the international community condemned the brutal murder of Deborah and called on the government to prosecute the boys who boldly claimed responsibility for the lynching of Deborah and were captured on video killing her. Many people made videos and text posts condemning the gruesome manner in which Deborah was killed, while some others seconded these posts with likes, comments, and shares. The head of the primary health care center in Waji, Bauchi State, Mrs. Rhoda Jatau, a Christian mother of 5, who is amongst the Christian minority residing in the northern region of Nigeria, shared one of these videos condemning Deborah's death to a closed WhatsApp group for staff at her workplace, and that was her only offense. Sharing the video was considered blasphemy, and an angry mob of about 200 Muslims stormed her community in Bauchi State. They were armed with knives, stones and sticks and were about to descend on Mrs. Rhoda Jatau, but luckily for her, she was arrested instead and her husband and kids were forced into hiding. The angry mob set Mrs. Rhoda Jatau's house on fire and proceeded to destroy Mrs. Rhoda Jatau's church, Evangelical Church Winning All. The church building was destroyed and the pastor and 14 other Christians were left injured after being attacked by the mob. Mrs. Rhoda Jatau was taken to court in May 2022 and was charged with inciting public disturbance, exciting contempt of religious creed and cyber-stalking. She was being tried in the High Court in Bauchi State and was facing 5 years in prison if convicted of those charges. Mrs. Rhoda Jatau spent 19 months in prison and her children and husband were not allowed to visit her in prison during that period. They only got to see her whenever she appeared in court.
It was not easy because I have missed my children. I've not been seeing anybody, even in the prison. You are not allowed to be visited. Nobody will visit you apart from your lawyer. There are many things that are not enjoyable in that place. It's just too bad. One cannot just explain the nature of the pains.
After 19 months in prison, with the outcry and support of foreign organizations like ADF International who supported her defense, Mrs. Rhoda was finally granted bail on the 8th of December 2023. She was released the same day and was moved to a safe, undisclosed location while her trial continued. On the 19th of December 2023, she was finally acquitted of all the charges. Now, right after Deborah was killed, despite the gravity of the situation, Nigeria's president at the time, Muhammadu Buhari, didn't come out publicly in person to address the incident, but rather a statement was released on Twitter by the Nigerian government conveying the president's reaction to Deborah's murder. In the statement, the president described the gruesome murder as an act of self-help. The president did not order the arrest of the murderers who killed Deborah. The president called for tempered comments by the media and the public. Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president of Nigeria, who has since unsuccessfully contested for president 6 times, took to social media to condemn the murder of Deborah in the English language. He called for the prosecution of those that murdered her, and shortly after his post, several Muslims from the northern region of Nigeria reacted to the post. They expressed their anger and disapproval of the post and vowed never to vote for him again the next time he appears on the ballot paper for the position of the president. The former vice president gave in to the pressure. He deleted his post and made another one, this time around in Hausa language, supposedly directed at the northern Muslims who disapproved of his first post, and he said the deleted post was not made by him and was not authorized by him before being published. So many dignitaries in Nigeria and outside the country condemned the killing and called for justice for Deborah. The Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Sokoto, Matthew Hassan Kuka, the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammadu Said Abubakar, the Vice President of Nigeria at the time, Yemi Osinbanjo, the Christian Association of Nigeria, and many others condemned the murder of Deborah and called for the prosecution of those that murdered her. The Sokoto state government ordered an immediate and indefinite closure of the Shehu Shagari College of Education and also ordered an immediate investigation of the incident. Following the public outcry by well-meaning Nigerians and the international community, the police arrested 2 people involved in the death of Deborah, one Aminu Aliyu and Aminu Hukunsi. Now, instead of charging them with murder, on the 16th of May 2022, they were arraigned before a Sokoto Chief Magistrate Court and they were charged with inciting public disturbance and criminal conspiracy. They were never charged for murdering Deborah. Rather, they were charged for the protest and uproar that happened just before they lynched Deborah. Their charges carry a maximum sentence of 2 years jail time and are bailable offenses. Despite the unbefitting nature of their charges, the 2 boys received an overwhelming amount of support from Muslims in the northern region of Nigeria. They were freely represented by a team of 34 lawyers led by Professor Mansour Ibrahim, a professor of Islamic Studies at the Usmanu Danfodio University, Sokoto State. A protest immediately broke out in Sokoto State, with the angry Muslim mob demanding the immediate release of Aminu Aliyu and Aminu Hukunsi. They also demanded that the police stop the manhunt for others involved in Deborah's death. The protest started peacefully and in no time turned violent. The angry mob was also furious with the comment of the Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammadu Said Abubakar, who had condemned Deborah's death and called for justice. The mob visited his palace and attempted to attack the place, but the police officers and soldiers guarding the palace chased them away with tear gas. From there, the mob went into the streets, looting and destroying shops belonging to Christians. They attacked churches and set cars and other properties in church premises on fire. The Holy Family Catholic Cathedral at Ahmadu Bello Way was attacked. St. Kevin's Catholic Church, Catholic Diocese of Sokoto St. Bakita Secretariat, Evangelical Church Winning Hall in Sokoto were attacked, after which the mob were chased away by security operatives, and the governor of the state at the time, Aminu Waziri Tambuwa, had to declare a 24-hour curfew. As for the 2 boys, Aminu Aliyu and Aminu Hukunsi, who were arrested and charged, they appeared in court, but the police prosecutors failed to show up in court. The case was adjourned multiple times due to the absence of police prosecutors, and despite multiple court hearing dates, the police prosecutors still failed to show up on any of those court hearing dates. And on the 30th of January 2023, in a 5-page court judgment, you can pause this video to read it. In a 5-page court judgment, Chief Magistrate Shuaib Ahmed Esquire struck out the case due to lack of diligent prosecution and lack of evidence, and the 2 boys were set free. At the time of their release, Mrs. Rhoda Jatau was still incarcerated. She only shared a video condemning Deborah's killing on WhatsApp. Meanwhile, people who brutally killed a 22-year-old girl were walking the streets of Nigeria freely. 12 days after Deborah was killed, on the 24th of May 2022, a Nigerian pastor named Apostle Chibuzo Gift Chinyere moved Deborah's parents and her siblings out of Niger State in the northern region of Nigeria, and he moved them to Rivers State, the southern region of the country, a Christian-dominated region of Nigeria. Apostle Chibuzo then gifted Deborah's parents a 14-flat mini estate to rent out to tenants and take the rent. The pastor gifted Deborah's father, Mr. Gaba Emmanuel, a Corolla car for Uber business. He gave Deborah's elder brother a scholarship outside Nigeria, and he opened a restaurant for Deborah's mother. The pastor also adopted Deborah's junior brother and has since been taking very good care of him.
I made a promise that I'll give them a house in one of the estates to stay. But on second time, I said, come, why not give them a whole estate instead of giving them? So that is why I decided to give them this mini estate. It is permanently theirs. About 14 flats here. You rent it, collect the rent, is their own. You can see I've done the deed transfer. I've signed, I've handed over to them. Everything is theirs own. So now they because even they just informed me that tenants have started coming. They want to rent the place quickly.
On the 8th of August 2022, the Shehu Shagari College of Education was reopened. The students were asked to pay 1,000 naira each and sign an undertaking afterwards. Now, bear in mind, Deborah wasn't killed by random strangers. She was killed by her quote-unquote friends, by her classmates whom she had spent the last 2 years of her life with every single day. People she attended lectures with, people she exchanged pleasantry with daily. She wasn't killed by illiterate extremists. No, her killers were students who have primary and secondary education and have now obtained their first degree. Deborah was a dedicated Christian who never missed church activities. She had dreams. She wanted to become a Nigerian police officer so she could fiercely fight corruption in the country, but her dream was cut short. And this isn't a rare incident. Deborah's lynching is just one out of numerous lynching cases exactly like this, and in every single one of those cases, the killers walked free. These and many other incidents make me wonder how our continent would be like if we had no religion whatsoever. Do you think religion has made the world better or worse? Let me know what you think in the comment section.